Oh, hey there. I literally just had the worst avocado toast of my entire life. And I made it myself. It and the whole time I had made two pieces of it. And I'm like, okay, so what is it about this that's horrible? Is it the tomato? Is it the avocado? It was so disappointing. Yesterday I bought the avocados. I was so excited. Like for 24 hours I've been excited about these goddamn avocado toast. Terrible. Okay, anyways. Welcome to day 2 of 5-Day Tarot. I'm so excited about this little series I'm doing to give you little snippets and a little taste of what's inside my Dabbler to Diva Beginners Online Tarot course. We start on Tuesday, and I'm really excited about it, but I also want to just offer you something. You never even have to take the course if you don't want to. Like, honestly, this will give you enough that after the 5 days, you'll have a really good beginning head start on how to read the cards for yourself and others. How cool is that? So yesterday, I shared my first sort of mini lesson and my first tarot tip. The first one, the mini lesson was say what you see. When you see a card and you want to try and understand the meaning, you just describe literally what you see in the card. The next piece of that, part 2, is tell a little story about this image in the card, kind of like the illustration in a children's book. Okay, that was the lesson for yesterday. The tarot tip I gave you yesterday was say everything out loud. This is something people don't realize until it's like I harp in my class. I'm like, dudes, you gotta trust me. I know you all are going, I don't need to do that, Lisa. I can just do it in my own head. It's like, no, you don't. You actually do need to say it out loud. And everybody that's been resistant to it, and some people are goddamn stubborn about it, and then they try it, and they come back and go, oh my God, it completely changed everything. So do all these things I'm asking you to do out loud, okay? Trust me, it'll really help you. So what's today all about? All right, well, I'm excited. It's my favorite module that I teach in my course, and it's on tarot suits. It's my favorite, and you'll see why in a minute. So the tarot has 4 suits, just like traditional playing cards. You know, traditional playing cards has diamonds, clubs, spades, hearts, right? Well, the tarot, because the tarot was originally, according to mythology and the history of tarot, there's a bit of controversy around it, but it is known to have been an actual deck of playing cards, and there's an actual game apparently called Tarocca that was based in Renaissance Italy. And it has to do with trump cards and etc. So it makes sense that they have suits. Now, the suits in the tarot are these. There are swords, there are cups, there are pentacles, and there are wands. And each of these suits express a different energy and a different feeling. This is everything I'm about to tell you. Well, it's not everything, because I can't possibly tell you everything, because this module is an hour and a half in the class. But if you're wanting to learn more, please do sign up, okay? Deadline to sign up is Monday night at midnight, Mountain Standard Time. Okay, so anyways, each suit expresses like a tone, and it really is a huge part of a really powerful tarot reading, because even if you only ever looked at the suit of a card without anything else, you could still have a very effective tarot reading. So how I do this in my class is I use the knights as an example of the different tone and the different feeling. So each of these suits represent an element, which will kind of introduce you to the feeling of how it feels different when you see a particular card in a reading and it's a particular suit and you're like, oh, I know exactly what this feels like, the tone of what this card is expressing. So we all know what a knight is. A knight is a very powerful archetype. This is something else that I dive into in the class. It's a very powerful archetype. Everybody knows what a knight is. You can visualize what a knight is. There are different types of knights, though. And depending on the suit of the knight card in the tarot, will tell you the different tone, expression, feeling of it. So each suit also represents an element. I know I'm giving you a lot of information in a short amount of time, but I really want to give you something to take away from this day 2 lesson, okay? So each suit represents an element. The swords represent the air element. And in my class, I give you like mind hacks on how to remember this. Pentacles represents the earth element. Cups represents the water element, and wands represent the fire element. So when we think of these elements attached to their suits, we can now get a really good sense of, okay, well, that's why this particular card has a different feeling and is giving different information than this card, even though they look very similar. Oh, my dog's joining. Oh, that's Rufus. So let's try this. Let's just try and see see what I mean by this. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Here, whoopsie. Here are all the knights of each particular suit. Okay, there's 4 court cards, 4 knights, and each of these is a different suit. You see this? There's wands, swords, cups, and pentacles. So let's take a look at the swords card knight for an example. So swords represents the element of air. Swords represents the element of air. When we think of the element of air, we think of, communication, we think of crisp, we think of sharp, we think of air, like airy fairy. It's all in our heads. It's a lot of overthinking. It's a lot of ruminating. It's logic. It's intellect. It's things we cannot feel or touch, in that way. But it's very, it's sometimes conflict. It's a very sharp feeling. So swords is a good way to think of sharp. It's a sharp tone, a sharp feeling. So this particular knight, you can see even his horse is displaying this energy. He's flying in. He's very impulsive. He's coming in with quite a bit of aggression. It's like conflict. You can feel that that's the feeling of the swords suit in this particular card. Now, have a look at this knight, who is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Earth. Totally different feeling than this card. Look, see? This particular knight, he's the Knight of Earth. What is the feeling of the element of Earth? It's very solid. It's very grounding. It's very ain't going nowhere. It can be very stubborn. If, moving into an unbalanced state, it can be very stubborn and immovable, just like this. This horse ain't going anywhere. You cannot make this horse do anything, So it's a very sort of, almost, it can be a very stuck energy, the earth element. You have a big mound of dirt. You can't move it, right? So it's really interesting. And when we talk about elements and suits in the tarot, in level 2 in my course, which if you buy the bundle, you get level 1 and level 2 for less than buying even one class by itself. Okay. So in level 2, we dive into how to combine suits in order to really heal a situation or get insight, clarity, and guidance. We talk about how to combine, water with earth, for example, to soften this mound of dirt, so you can actually maneuver it and get through it. So there's lots of cool ways we can do that. But for our purpose of here, we're just talking about how this particular suit of Pentacles feels different than the air suit. It's very solid. It's very structured. It's a foundation from which to build, okay? Now we're going to move on to Cups. So this is the Knight of Cups. Cups is the element of water. Cups is the element, Cups is the suit of, compassion, empathy, relationships, matters of the heart. And you can see that this particular knight, he's holding his cup aloft. He's a very soft-hearted knight. He's very compassionate he's very, very romantic. He's potentially in love with love. He's just that soft-hearted, wants to be in love guy. Probably a mama's boy. Okay, that's the element of water. That is very fluid, intuitive, compassion, empathy, love, all of those soft, beautiful feelings. And that is the Cups suit. Very different feeling. See? Okay, last one. Knight of Wands. So if Wands is the suit of the element of fire. Fire is very passionate. It's very enthusiastic. It's the life force. I'm being very wandsy in my, lesson here because I get excited, first of all, when I teach, okay? Especially the tarot. It's my favorite thing ever. So I get very animated. I get very projecting outward. This is very wandsy. You're projecting outward like fire. You're passionate. You're enthusiastic. It's inspired. It's life force. It's, it's restless. You're restless. You want to keep moving. It's a suit of movement. You want to get things moving. So the Knight of Wands, he would be very much that way. Look at his horse. His horse is rearing up to gallop and take off. He's very, very active and very moving. So those are the 4 suits and the feeling. Hopefully I'm getting something here with you. I'm going to give you your second tarot tip. Day 2 tip is this. As you move throughout your day today, we're going to, before I go, we're going to go over our card to see if you have another understanding of the card we worked with yesterday. I'd like you to think about what suit mood you're in today. Okay, I'm in a very wandsy mood today. I'm in a very wandsy mood, and I have lots of reasons for that, personal reasons for that, and I'm super excited about it. So I feel very wandsy, I feel very free, I feel very expansive. You might be feeling a little melancholy. Maybe you're a little sad. Maybe you're feeling a little nostalgic. That's Cups. Maybe you're feeling a little edgy, maybe PMSy. If you're feeling PMSy, that's Swords. It's a little edgier. Maybe you're feeling just fairly like a homebody and you're puttering around your house and you're enjoying gardening, or you're feeling like really good about your financial situation, or you're feeling really stable in your relationships, that's Pentacles. So just start thinking about your suit mood for the day and why that's important. It helps you be aware of your own moods and thoughts and feelings, but it also helps you to integrate and understand your cards and the readings. And when you see a card, you'll be like, oh my God, I know exactly what this feels like. So I know how to interpret this for someone or myself. All right, let's look at our card from yesterday, the Four of Cups. Well, now we know the suit of cups is what? Cups represent water. Cups represent matters of the heart, relationships, empathy, compassion, right? So now we know that this cup that is being presented to him is all about relationships, matters of the heart, something that means something to him with his heart. That is why this particular card is so impactful, because he's refusing it. He's been hurt before, to so much so that he's refusing to receive anything to do with matters of the heart. That's something that speaks to him from his heart. Get it? So now we've added on another layer. We say what we see, we tell a little story, and now we have the suit to add like the flavor or the tone or the emotions behind this particular card. And then when we get to card interactions and we get to storytelling even more deeply, oh my God, you're going to love it. Okay? All right. Hopefully you liked your mini lesson today and your tarot tip of what suit mood are you in today. You know, hit a comment below and let me know your suit mood for today. We can kind of riff. It'd be kind of fun. All right. Talk to you tomorrow for day 3. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.